he always said, with fame comes great responsibility too.
What do you think is the actual reason that they've arrested him?
He has CCTV in his house, inside and out. Feels bad they could have used that. Over this, all of a sudden he comes back as a Muslim, holding the Quran to court in an Orthodox Christian country. That's gonna piss people off, bro.
Is that not kidnap? Because there's no charges.
And you're not looking at the facts of the case. The victims are brainwashed. You can see, I know him. It's taking its toll. He's there because Allah wants him there at the right time. So then, yeah, so Saturday comes, and we're going to go to UFC, and I'm like, okay. It was getting late. I said, look, let me send Sanaf, let's meet on the way. He goes, no, wait, we're going to go to mosque, aren't we? I said, oh, yeah, I forgot. He goes, let me pick you up, we'll go together. I think he felt a bit, nervous first time. So he picks me up in a famous Bugatti, and waking up all my neighbours, that engine. It's literally, and I swear, I love speed, but when I'm with him, the way he drives, I'm like, it's this G4. I'm like, go slow. He laughs. Get old. I said, no, just go slow. Yeah. Let's go to the masjid. Walk in. It's very empty. Isha's finished. It's like, an hour gone since Isha finished. And there's like a caretaker there. So I said, let's pray 2 sunnah. So we're praying together. But obviously I'm reciting loud so you can hear me every step from the sajda to Atayat, every part, because he just never done it before. And we finished, and he's copying me step by step, and you can see the nur in his face, People saying, comments, he's not close enough, but I'm, by purpose, the video, I want him to see every kind of but if he's too close, he won't pick up some things.
No, 100%.
So it needed to be like that, so to see every action, even from where they're raising the right finger. So we're talking, he felt, I could see his Nora's face, he smiled, he goes, yeah, thanks for that. Then I said, you know what, let's record this one. There was one caretaker in the corner. I said, can you record us praying? He goes, yeah, sure. He goes, you sure? People think I'm an extremist now. They're going to make, I said, just don't worry. I'd rather this, all that shit you post about, oh, bitch. I said, just do something positive. You've been talking about Islam for ages. Let the people, it'll be great to see this, that someone like you praise.
What was going through your mind when he said to you, like, oh, bro, like, we need to go to the mosque, and, you're driving, you're sitting in the car, and he's taking you in his Bugatti Chiron to the masjid. This is Andrew Tate, like you said, who's, very boisterous character, so what's going through, you've known this guy for many, many years, and like I said, he's been close to Islam, you're talking about Islam, but did you think in your head that, like, he's, like, gonna become a Muslim today, or he's a Muslim already, or...
I always thought, so I had loads of calls from London, bro, I know you're that guy, he's done some good videos, he's almost there, loads of guys would message me, speaks about Islam. I said, I am. Don't worry, but you don't push people like him. I know his character. I know what he likes to hear. And we talk a lot. And we're there. And then after we played the second one, which was recorded, we're talking just like about the beautiful parts of Islam, like stories of the Prophet, battles, his character, specific. Like just things that he was like, yeah, like we're having a great convo. Someone else we knew walked in and joined in, and just nice convo and stuff. And I knew then, and he's always saying, Islam's the only tolerant. Like he used to see him. He goes, what I like is they stick together. People don't tweak shit. They don't sell themselves for society. I said, because we know it's the truth. Because, like, it's not a religion. It's for everywhere. How to make money, how to treat your wife. I said, if you've got a couple who live by Islam, you'll never have a divorce. You never have a fight. Unfortunately, neither do. The man or the woman. They kind of like let emotions take care of us. If they lived it in Islamic life, they wouldn't even shout, raise their voice with each other. That's not what we think. So we talk for ages. I know that then he's right. Obviously, Allah brings whoever he wants to Islam. What you can give someone dawah for 25 years, he might not. But I knew he was always interested. For him to want to go there. There's no cameras, nothing. It was my field. Like, it's dead. It's not for show. It's not a PR stunt. No one's there. You can see the masjid is empty. So it was, and it's my record. It's not from his video. And I just knew then, and just talking for ages. He loved it, and then, subhanAllah, he became a Muslim, and after that, we had the Islamic Center of UAE. We went to, any time we got contacted by these centers, he would never say no. Any other things, he's like, nah, I can't be bothered. F1 to the World Cup final, we're invited, But when it came to the Islamic thing, he would go. That's what I liked. Many videos I know I posted got of him, never. Always love to go Jummah. He'd always say, thank you for bringing us. I'm like, just say, stop saying thank me. Like, I need to, you know? And I said, it's good for you. He loved it. He loved the feeling of after prayer. It was hard to go Jummah sometimes, bro, because everyone just flocks in. It's like, I've never seen it.
Did he ever comment on how he felt after taking his shahada? Because I always feel as though, like when I've spoken to reverts, they kind of, and Allah says it in the Quran, right, where He lifts the veils, right? Did he ever mention this? And the reason why I'm unsure whether it was like a momentary reaction or is because, like you said, he's kind of always agreed with the principles of Islam.
He didn't explain like that. He didn't have it wasn't like shahada. He's like, I think he truly knew it was always the truth. He's been raised in Luton. He was always around Muslims as well. Amir, his coach, knows me. He's always been around Muslims, but raised Luton. He knows the respect. He always says it in his videos. The family unit, how they all stick together. He just loves that aspect, how he was treated. He just, Islam, you don't need to sell it to anyone. Just be an example and people revert, in my opinion. If you're just an example of how we should be, like I'm not even, like if we try even 10% like the Prophet behaved, peace be on him, everyone will flock. They'll see it's just characteristics. And he noticed this and he just loved the brotherhood. He always said to me, like, bro, like since just the love of getting, like, he get invites people with Qurans, prayer mats, and he loved them. Like he put his Quran in his house here, high Islamic centers, sitting in talks. We walked to one on the Flag Day, a Muslim Islamic center, where they were doing a class on Hajj and Umrah, and we just walked in to watch, and then they were like, oh, the new reverse Andrew. He got up and said a few things, and he was just embarrassed. I felt bad for him. It's like, it wasn't planned. Like I'd love to go here and what you're doing, and saw all the classes and schedules, what people are doing. So, look, he's done his delivery and some of the things he says. His content I don't agree with everything, his delivery, but people don't know him, so they judge from outside. They just have a hatred because feminism, whatever it is. I don't like what he says, what he does, but I'm telling you, I know him. I don't have to lie. This is why I really defend him, because number one, he's a Muslim. But if he was wrong and he did the crime, I'd first to say, give the punishment. I'm not, that's heinous accusation. I'd say, give him the punishment, whatever. But I know he hasn't. That's why there's no evidence. Before I even heard anything, I knew it's not him because I know the guy. It's like if you leave now, even if you met me for a few hours, and you heard Tam went on a killing spree, butchered 5 people after, you'd be like, no way.
I'd be like, it's the guy outside.
Yeah. But you say, no way.
You know
what I'm saying? I'm around this guy every day. I can tell you.
Yeah,
my wife's around, my friends, everyone says the same. And that's why I'm so staunch. And people like things, it's not, wallahi, not a dirham. No benefit for me. But my point is defending someone when I think wrong's being done. And I think the world's judging him because of content creation, of stupid things he said. Then we'd all be in jail. We've all said stupid things in our life and delivery. But it's just unfair, and I think they're going to try and silence him. And I think Muslims should unite and say, look, I don't agree with it. Some of the sisters and brothers, if they don't agree with it, say, okay, but let's go for justice. This is a Muslim, and even though Muslim is a human being, he's 10 months. It's been 10 months, no evidence. They're detaining him. The judge is saying, we can't charge officially because there's not enough evidence. Yeah, everyone's like, what does that say to you? He has CCTV in his house, inside and out. They feel it's bad, they could have used that. They've thrown it out of the case. Why? Because they know there's nothing there. His mobile phone records, they won't show any of that. Why? He's got evidence of these girls messaging him 8 hours a day. Other girls' phones of the girls. It's just sick. Yes, there are real crimes out there, which it's heinous. And as I said, wallahi, if there was clear-cut proof he did it, I'd wash my hands with him. But I know there isn't. And that's why he's in this situation. And they'll just go into money laundering now. They'll make up something. Because financially, you can get anyone with, you didn't pay a tax here, you didn't pay a parking permit, you didn't pay this. So, but it's frustrating. And like, I don't care. Like, people think they're trying to intimidate, you're standing up for him, trying to get smart with me online. Bro, I'm raised in a certain era where it doesn't annoy me. The day you come in my face and say that, okay, I'm not bothered about trolls online. You got to defend a brother, and he's a brother to me, and I know him well. And I find it just, it's not nice, As Muslims, we experience it with Guantanamo Bay. Innocent people get arrested. Just for being Muslim. And people say, well, he's not innocent. He's a misogynist. He says, I'm not agreeing with all the things he said, but it's content creation. How do you know? 80% of that was just bullshit to sell the brand. Just people don't. You
And
know?
he has a daughter as well, right?
Yeah, he's a few kids. He's got a few
Mashallah.
kids, yeah. And him and his brother, like they don't see behind the clock. I see him. Mother of his children. I've seen all. I don't know. It's his privacy, but.
No, but these are
There's
things that Islamically we know that how to know a person is through these three
he's
things,
got kids,
right?
daughters, and bro, me, I don't care who you are. You're not gonna be around my family if I think you're scum. See what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah.
What am I? I'm not a gimp. So that says it all. And bro, elders here, big UAE entrepreneurs, people of government have all met him and they love him. I'll never mention because obviously they feel threatened. People are giving him. They all said the same. They all love him. They're all big fans. You can't even say that nowadays. So I'm not afraid of nothing, bro. I only fear Allah. That's it. And I'll always say this. So that's for my opinion. Inshallah, the truth comes out. He's acquitted. Come back to move here. And you know what? This could be a trial. I hope he gets so close to the deen. He's got the Quran there. And it makes him just all-round better person, devout Muslim. And he could be huge for the Ummah. Bro, hundreds of thousands are reverting because of him. Bro, I'm not to lie, my inbox. People in London, Shepherd's Bush speakers call him. My brother Shamsi called me, going, bro, these guys watch his videos reverting.
I watch a lot of Shamsi videos where the guys come up to him.
Yeah, they're reverting. So
mashallah.
you could do what you want, but he's bringing people to Islam, so Allah will judge him accordingly. And the thing is, just have to be just. And I honestly believe, even astaghfirullah, they're going to look to try and find him guilty because they just don't like the guy. I won't believe it. Like I said, if you're going by hearsay of an ex-sex worker or women who sell their bodies online as a witness, bro, for me it's not.
I think it might have been you who said if a woman sells her body for money, she'll sell you out. Yeah. She'll sell you for money.
It was actually Tommy Robinson. I saw him say that. And I was, I have to agree. He got it right. He goes, what do you expect? You pay them to take the clothes off. What do you think? They're not going to sell you for that? And that's the case you have. But I also... I think also him reverting. Look, this has been since last April. No evidence. All of a sudden, he comes back as a Muslim, holding the Quran to court in an Orthodox Christian country. That's gonna piss people off, bro. In their face. People say he's a fake Muslim. If he's fake, why would he do that? That's gonna ruin him more. He's, you don't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like going to a pit bull. Come here to the pit bull, and you get bitten. They go, what? Do you know what I mean? So people and they just judge. So. I can understand, I can understand why there's hatred for him. I understand as well. They've took it wrong in the edits. I can understand, but there's one thing hating a guy and one thing letting a guy suffer for something he's not done. And anyone with logic will see this is fake. This bullshit case is bullshit.
I mean, when I'm listening to the facts of what's going on. I mean, even when I listen to your conversations with Brother Suleiman as well. I mean, I just feel like this might be very simpleton, but is that not kidnap? Because there's no charges, right? Just because they're the government, they've not charged him with anything.
Yeah, you can understand. Look, if I come and you say I've assaulted you, they've got to take it serious and remind me. That's their job. I understand that too. But then to keep going on, okay, there's still no evidence. Why you can't live in bail or house arrest? Why? Because you think he's going to talk. Why? What's so scary about him talking? You got to think of these things. 10 months and no clear-cut evidence to charge him with. Bro, so if it's not in 10 months, what's going to come now? What do you think they're doing? They're finding people going to pay. They're going to fabricate. It's facts. If not, they're going to go to money and just try and find something. They're looking for anything. But it's a vendetta. Just look at all. Don't go by me. Just look at the facts of the case. Why is he still detained and not official charge? Because there's no evidence. So if you've got no evidence since last April and we're in February now, if you didn't find it now, what are you going to find? Oh, you know what? Speak here. We'll give you this. We'll give you that.
And they're throwing evidences out and they're saying to the victims,
no CCTV.
You're brainwashed.
And there's alleged victims coming out saying, we're not victims. We love him. He never did anything. You're brainwashed. So
that's the misogyny, I feel.
That's crazy. I'm going to say I was not a victim. They didn't harm me. None of the time you're lying. You're brainwashed. Imagine. Bro, how did people not see how crazy this is? And people are calling me, bandwagon, you're getting paid. Tate fan, you're a scumbag. I'm like, bro, forget me. Call me what you want. It doesn't bother me. But you're not looking at the facts of the case. The victims are brainwashed. So let's say, who says the real victims are not brainwashed by the government?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It goes. It's just stupid.
Stupid.
In the UK, the West, or the US, this would never go into trial. They'd laugh, but there's a vendetta now. They're going to do a documentary on BBC. I heard this, that. It's reminiscent, and not on the same scale, but of like Michael Jackson. It reminds me of, you know, just a vendetta, just to ruin someone, assassinate the character. And that's what it looks like to me.
No, 100%. And do you know what? I think, like you said, I mean, I'm not going to postulate. Actually, I'm going to ask you this question. What do you think is the actual reason that they've arrested him? Because a lot of, not conspiracies, but like a lot of people have their own thoughts and opinions in the sense of like, it's because he's a Muslim and he was going to convert, you know, so many people would follow him. You know, the most Googled man in the world. I mean, just that alone is an incredible, the most Googled man in the world. And you were, you know, quote unquote, like a nobody in that sense, right? You weren't a president, you weren't a, you know, and so from that, and now you become a Muslim, right? The fastest growing religion. There's other people that are saying on the other side, like, he can influence elections, which he probably could. So what are your thoughts on why he's actually been detained?
Honestly, it's hard to say because it's all speculation. I honestly think, I don't believe the US are behind it or the UK. I don't believe that. Because if they were, they wouldn't do such a sloppy job. And the US and UK always, when they prosecute or arrest, they'll make sure there's enough sufficient evidence, or they don't do it like the CPS. They don't just, let me hold you and find it. They're professional. So this is, the way it was filmed, it looked like a Romanian hit job, just claiming, you know, when you just go hunting, claiming their cattle, whatever it is. I think he's pissed someone off in Romania or someone high. He's something to do with Romania.
Okay.
Maybe as oligarchs, maybe the old Orthodox Christian who used to fund and stop funding them. Could be anything, who knows? Or it could be the Romanian government really thinking that it was true, getting pressure over someone, and then realising, oh, we've gone too far now, what do we do? It could be anything. Who knows? But all I know is it's BS, and I think it is. And anyone, take emotion out of it and look at it in a logical perspective. Don't mention his name. Go to anyone else. Make up a name, say John Jones, Jerry Jones. You know, make a fake name and tell someone, what do you think of this case? And make it up and just ask them. And they'll be like, yeah, it's no case. But then say, that's how you test people. Since April, no evidence. Detained. 17,000 pages presented to the judge, and he still said there's not sufficient evidence for a case. 17,000 pages. What else do you want? And now, then alleged victims saying we're not victims. Then the two girls who claim they're victims went on a holiday to the French Riviera 4 weeks later after making accusations. If you're a victim of such heinous crimes, you're shocked, you're depressed, you don't act like that. Dancing, posting on TikToks, their social media is exposed everywhere. Doesn't look like victims to me.
Yeah.
One was an ex-stripper. The other one flew from America to meet Tristan. So is that I don't know, bro. For me, it's just I think it's a setup, and I think unfortunately people don't speak up. It could happen to anyone.
And just to kind of cap on everything, and you mentioned Tristan there as well, and I just want to say, you know, as a kind of fan and follower of both of the brothers, you know, I feel, you know, even though he's not Muslim yet, inshallah, may Allah guide him. I feel for these guys. I mean, we've seen them come in and out of prisons. It really humanized both of them. You know, you see, especially like, because we've seen. I mean, you've been right next to him, right? But for me, we've seen on social media Andrew doing all of these amazing things. You know, he's living the most incredible life. Yeah. Like even that video that he did where he was talking about True Geordie, and he was just sitting there and he was smoking shisha. I was just like, this guy is really like, I'm similar to you as well. I don't get impressed by many people, right? It's what's in the heart, and it's what a person has achieved and how he treats people. That's kind of what I look at, 100%. Right? And so it's like that guy, like. He really is everything that he says on the tin.
Yeah.
And so when you see him now kind of coming in and out of prison, and he's not able to groom himself, he's not able to like wear his clothes, and I don't want to say it humanizes him. It almost makes him a bit more real, which I think is probably worse for the people that don't like him, because he's and what they don't know is that, you know, if he's there with the Quran, 100% he's going to come closer. He'll read the stories of like Yusuf alayhi salam, who was falsely, you know, Ayub alayhi salam. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like,
not that we're comparing. The prophets are prophets.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know the trolls are gonna jump onto that. Yeah. No. These are the people that we take lessons from, right? And we can we can look at their lives and we can see what's going on in our lives, and we can just take some inspiration, take some hope and benefit from that, right? So I really feel as though, you know, look, regardless of what Romanians did and, you know, whatever, ultimately Allah's in control, right? And
100%.
and this is a test from Allah, and I think, inshallah, both the brothers come out, the two girls that are with him, the two women that were with him, they're released. That in itself is quite traumatizing, man. Like, I almost feel like they want the two women to just, you know, say something just so they get released. You know, why are they keeping them there? And so, yeah, I mean,
look, they're trying to break him.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You can see, I know him. It's taking its toll. At the same time, Allah's the best of all planners, and Allah, He's there because Allah wants him there at the right time. It's in Allah's hands, whatever. Whatever's going to happen, Allah knows the outcome. Guilty or not guilty. So this was meant for him. If it means astaghfirullah, 10 years in jail, that's what Allah prescribed for him. The problem is just, you got to do your best, but at the same time, you know, this life's about tests and trials and tribulations. It's how you take it, whether you stray and get into drugs and become crazy and just avoid it and become an alcoholic, or you can become close to God. We've all had tests and trials different ways. And so Allah's test to say, come to me, let me fix you. Everyone, you know? So this is a test, and inshallah khair. I know there's no evidence. I truly believe the Romanians will see if they've got any kind of professionalism. They'll have to say, look, you know what, we've punished him enough, get lost, deported, we'll keep your assets, keep on, whatever, you're gone. Because it's not me, it's not being a friend, it's not being biased. Since last April 2022, they've had investigations, wiretaps, they've got all the CCTV, everything, and still no evidence. What does that say to you? Guys are not listening. Like, that says it all, and they're not prosecuting because they're still building. They could have built this over the 10 months. They're looking now, they're desperate. So they can fabricate anything, in my opinion, now.
I've thought about being in the position of being the most Google man in the world, right? Just thinking about the mechanics of that. What does that mean? And, you know, you mentioned there, like, wiretaps, and, you know, you've got police after you, and, you know, and it, just because of what you're saying and how fast you're growing. And in fact, I remember thinking, actually, when I saw Andrew Tate's growth, basically beginning of last year, in my head, I did think to myself, like, what's going to happen? Like, he's just started, you know, he's just got started in 3 or 4 months. No one is more well known than he is, right? So I did have in my mind that, like, I know the world doesn't allow.
Up, comes down.
Yeah, the world doesn't allow this to happen, right?
But he was huge, and he got banned or
cancelled.
But then came to Dubai, his career just went boom. I think when he became, everything came back. So people say that's why he converted for money. He never planned that. He just came to here, whatever. But look, Allah knows best. Whatever will be, will be. But at the same time, like he always said, with fame comes great responsibility too. So he goes, some of the things, my delivery was wrong at a time when I wasn't so known, but punishing someone for content creation, that's all it is. Then punish 50 Cent rappers. I'm a gangster, I've killed you. Like, it's just content.
You saw Sam Smith at the Grammys, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a tweet about Sam Smith which went viral. I had every feminist LGBTQ inboxing, they're going to beat me up and kill me and I'm scum and die and burn. And I didn't even say anything homophobic. Not that I can't stand it anyway, but I just said it's vulgarity. It wasn't about sexuality. It's straight or gay. It's disgusting. Do you know what I'm saying? And people just went mad, but a lot of people agree, but I just I found it horrific. And do that thing, no problem, but just put it on a X-rated thing. Don't let kids see that.
Yeah.
Just
do what you want, do it behind closed doors, do it where consenting people can
see it. It's just disturbing, bro.
It's like they want to sexualize the kids, isn't it?
Sexualizing like animals, that was. And
so I just have kind of 2 last questions, Tam. I mean, we could literally go on for all night, but I mean, when it comes to, I'm not sure like how, you know, much you're able to like hear from him or get in touch with people that speak to him or anything like that. But just in terms of like his state of mind right now, like how is he doing?
Look, no comment on those things. But Andrew's strong and he's the brothers are tough, you know, like they're very. We talk about most of them. They're very, bro. They've come from nothing. They literally were poor, self-made from nothing. So they've been up and down. They've had the worst times as well. So it's just another chapter for them. But I think he's more upset with how he goes. Look, I don't want people. I think what I know about him is he just doesn't want people to believe this shit. It's like he knows it's not true. I hope people don't believe it. I want people to know the truth, like him or not. This is not true. That's what I know, Andrew, and he'll be thinking. And it's a tough one because to know truly what a man's thinking is hard to say, but at the same time, the only good benefit is they're together. You know, it's like the brotherhood's together. If it was individual, it's different. So when you're with your brother, you know, it's like ride or die. They always say, we're here together, let's deal with it together. Whatever happens, they're together. So at least that's a bonus, you know, I think, in my opinion. So at least they got back up with each other. God forbid if something happens, you know.
Inshallah, bro.